Hello, I'm Mark Ripper. I serve as the Director of Technology Services and Chief Information Officer for Carroll County Government. I'm here today to tell you a little bit about what our department does. We are an internal service agency helping all of the other agencies in the county do what they need to do to help the citizens of Carroll. Our mission of Carroll County Government Technology Services is to provide quality, cost-effective technology solutions and services that enable our county departments, agencies, and partners to successfully achieve their respective goals, always striving to exceed expectations. We directly support Carroll County Government, the Sheriff's Department, State's Attorney's Office, the Humane Society, and all of their employees with computer and technology needs. We also support e-services, which are performed out on the web to increase efficiencies for residents. In my department, I currently have 39 employees, and I have 6 different divisions. I have an Applications and Program Division, Client Services, Geographic Information Systems, Networking and Cybersecurity, Production and Distribution Services, and Graphic Design. I'd like to tell you a little bit about each of the divisions and what their primary functions are. In the Applications and Programming Division, this is the oldest division that we have in our department. We manage the major applications to support internal government applications, support services that are provided to the public, and oversee 4 major applications that are used by both internal and external users. The first is the Integrated Land Management System, which is the process that we have to take a plan from the beginning all the way through the issuance of the UNO. We have our financial system, which is currently FMS, that helps us track all of the money that we spend throughout the year and prepare a budget. We have our human resources and payroll systems that deal with human resources, again, not just for county government, but also for the Sheriff's Department, the State's Attorney's Office, and the Humane Society. And finally, we have our collections for both taxes and also as well as water and sewer. In our Client Services Division, which is our second oldest division, provides support and training for employees on computing hardware, software applications. This division includes the help desk, which any employee can call at any time between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. during the week and get assistance. We also have some staff that are available 24/7 should any emergencies arise with public safety or the Sheriff's Department. Next, we have our Enterprise Geographic Information Systems. They oversee all the GIS systems and operations in the county. This division is basically responsible for helping those agencies that use GIS on their daily basis for maintaining their databases, make sure everything is backed up and that the software is up to date. We assist in coordinating the various layers of GIS, such as the parcel layer, planimetric data, orthophotography, and contours. The departments that use this include a variety of departments, but they primarily focus on planning and land management, public safety, and economic development. Next, I have the Networking and Cybersecurity Division. Originally, this was just the networking department, but in today's world, cybersecurity has become a major issue for us, and they handle all of the things that relate to cybersecurity. They are the agency within in my department that help keep everything up to date and make sure that we're as secure as we possibly can. They manage all of the local and wide area networks used by county and allied agencies and oversee computer security for all the systems. Production Distribution Services, while not directly a technology department, does fall under our area, and they serve as the copy center for all of the agencies handling large copy jobs. We have 2 primary copiers, one color, one black and white, and we also deal with all of the mail delivery throughout the county, going to the post office, getting the mail, getting it out to the individual employees, and getting it back to the post office again. And finally, I have a really unusual section in my department called Graphic and Design Media. This is a single-person department, and she's responsible for helping county agencies prepare public brochures and notifications about events that are coming up. She does such things as media brochures, flyers, and posters to inform the public about the activities that Carroll County is currently doing. Why do we do this, and what it means for county service, community, and residents? Responsible for storing and maintaining and protecting all of the data that is used by county government and partner agencies. It's important for you to know that we as an agency take the data that we have in relation to your personal lives, your properties, taxes, all of those things very seriously, and we want to keep that the data as secure as we possibly can. We also, in order to accomplish this, have to update our technology on a regular basis. They're always coming out with patches because of the different types of attacks that are put on agencies to try and get into the system. Our customers, while internally are the employees of Carroll County government and the partner agencies, we do, in a way, support all of the public services as well, as we give you access to your data and help our agencies interface with you in an appropriate way. What are our biggest projects and challenges of today? Well, our largest challenge, as I see it right now, is cybersecurity, and it's something that's going to be around forever and never go away. We're attacked from multiple types of sources on a daily basis, but we have the tools and the staff that we need in order to protect the county to the best of our ability. And we've done very well with that. We've received a really high rating in the National Institute of Standards for Technology as far as our cybersecurity is concerned. And the commissioners take very seriously the cybersecurity that we provide. Accela, our integrated land management system, which is currently an in-house system, is being moved out to the cloud. Again, this is the system that takes the process from the beginning of plans review all the way through the issuance of the UNO and everything in between. They handle all of the permitting, all of the inspections, everything that needs to be done in relation to the land in Carroll County. We're currently going to be enhancing this product in the next year with something called Project Docs that will make Excel experience improving data tracking efficiency with a notable reduction in time and the amount of time it takes to route and review documents, again, making it better for the citizens of Carroll. The Department of Human Resources and Collections are both in the process of being integrated, as well as our financial management system. We're switching things over to a company called Tyler. In fact, at this point, we now have the new tax system is in place. In January of this year, we implemented the new collection system and human resources system, and we plan on integrating the new financial system in the later half of this year. The other thing that I oversee that's not technically a part of my department, but I do have an individual that works in here, is the Carroll County Fiber Network. Many years ago in 2003, the Board of Education, Carroll County government, the public libraries, and the community college tried to get higher speed access for all of the computers that were coming into the various organizations. Unfortunately, we couldn't find a vendor that would be able to handle this the way that we needed to do. We decided to build our own fiber network, which currently consists of about 110 miles of fiber connecting about 130 locations for all 4 of those agencies in the county. We have since acquired a person to help me oversee the county fiber network and have recently received around $30 million in federal grants to help business and industry, as well as the residents of Carroll County, get access to high-speed internet. Over the next 2 years, we'll be connecting an additional 3,000 homes to high-speed internet access so that people will be able to use their computers the way that they need to. Of course, the 2 primary goals of doing this is to provide a communication highway to used by county, state, and local governments and their partners, and we've been doing that very well for many years, as well as provide excess capacity for economic development. And we do lease out some of our fiber, the excess that we have, to private industry so that they can use it to provide services to the residents of Carroll County. One of the things that I wanted to talk about and help you out a little bit with, I talked about cybersecurity within our own area. Cybersecurity is something that you also as a resident need to be well aware of. And I just want to talk a little bit about a couple of different things that can happen to your computers, and you want to make sure that you're always in a safe and secure environment. The first is a virus, and this is a piece of code that can copy itself and typically has detrimental effect, such as corrupting the system or destroying your data. One of the biggest things that we're dealing with in today's world is something called phishing. This is the fraudulent practice of someone sending you an email claiming to be from a reputable company that you may or may not be dealing with to introduce you and have you reveal personal information such as passwords, credit card numbers, bank information, and those types of things. It's really important that you look at all of the emails that you receive very carefully and make sure that they really are valid. If you have any doubt at all about something's coming from a valid credit card company, or maybe you're going on a trip and you've purchased some tickets, we always recommend, rather than replying to the email directly, actually log on to their site and go out and check and see what the current status of things is. You'll be much, much safer that way. As far as a local government, some of the things that we could be faced with is something called a denial of service attack. This is simply not trying to get to our data or do anything, but to simply prevent us from being able to access our own internet. And the way that they do that is they just continually bombard us with data. One of the biggest things that governments and enterprise are currently facing today is something called ransomware. This is where companies come in, unbeknownst to the organization, and install software on the computers. Some point in the future, that software is actually activated and takes over the system. And in order for a company or the county to be able to get rid of that, they have to pay a fine. And they say that they'll then remove the software from the system. This only happens about 30% of the time that the software is actually removed, and removed in any way that makes the system usable again. So again, we have to be very, very cautious and do everything we can to prevent those kinds of attacks. The last thing that you may hear is a type of currency that's been out for several years now. It's called Bitcoin. It's a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify transfer of funds operating independently of a separate bank. And it's becoming more and more popular over time, and people do actually buy and purchase things with Bitcoin. So finally, some best practices to help you with. One is update your software all the time. Anytime you get a notification that you need a new copy of Windows put on your system or whatever other applications that you're using, always take the time to install them. Not just on the personal computers that you have in your home, but anything that you may be using as far as an iPad or an iPhone or Google phone. Whenever those patches come out and they notify you that they're there, they're trying to protect you from cyber attacks, and they're put new software in to help in those protections. The more update the software is, the less likely you'll be attacked. Understand how scams work. Phone and email scams are the most common and effective methods to use and take your data. Never give anybody any information that you have not previously had contact with over the telephone as far as anything in relation to your security number, credit card number, bank statements, or any other highly confidential personal information. Companies will not ask you for that stuff over the phone. They will use much more secure methods if there's an issue with your account that needs to be taken care of. Be conscientious of the types of phone messages that are typical to social engineering schemes. And what social engineering does is it tries to get you to do something that you might not normally do by going out online or purchasing something over television or whatever, and you don't want to do that. You want to, again, make sure that you're dealing with reputable firms and understand how to make sure links and attachments and emails are safe before you open them. You can go out to YouTube and you can simply type in a message like, show me cybersecurity for home use, and there will be dozens of videos that can come up and show you the proper things that you really need to be doing with your internal systems. Use strong passwords. And in fact, today it's changing a little bit, going from strong passwords to strong passphrases. For example, if someone just has the old standard of 8 characters, they use numbers, letters, those types of things, the chance of somebody breaking your password is in the 30 to 45 day range that they could be able to do that. If you start using passphrases where you come up with a phrase that I like to take my dog for a walk every evening, and use the first letter of each one of the words and make some capital and some of them lowercase, and you expand that out to 12, 16 characters, you're increasing it to years that it would take somebody to crack that particular code. So please make sure that you're always using strong passwords, especially in relation to financial and personal information. Password managers can help you track your long passwords and complex passwords, and they can even help you generate secure passwords when you join new sites. And finally, whenever you're in a public space, do not use the public Wi-Fi to do any type of financial transactions, buying tickets, purchasing anything, because it's very easy for somebody else that could be in that same restaurant or hotel or wherever you may be using the public Wi-Fi to start tracking exactly what you're doing and to be able to capture your information. So that's just some of the things that we do in the Department of Technology Services at Carroll County Government. I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, you can reach me. Again, I'm Mark Ripper. My email address is mripper@carrollcountymd.gov, and I can be reached at 410-386-2053. Thank you and have a great day.